Baseball's been trying to alleviate its problem through the Urban Youth Academy in South Central Los Angeles and its RBI program, which has produced players like Dodgers infielder James Loney. Jimmy Lee Solomon, MLB's Executive Vice President of Baseball Operations, sees signs of hope. Phillies prospect Zach Collier, for example, is one of the top 10 Gulf League prospects, and he was a graduate of one of these programs. As Solomon put it, it took us 30 years to get into this. It's going to take us a while to get out of it, Brian.
David, thanks. And certainly Prince fielder CC Sabathia heavily involved and certainly involved in the community for the Brewers and trying to spread that message. Good for them. Sabathia facing Pat Burrell to lead things off here in the second inning for Philadelphia. Phillies got a double from Victorino in the first. They stranded him at third base. Sabathia struck out Utley and Howard to end the inning.
It's one of those nights where guys like Utley and Howard, who carry this team so often, say to the right-handed hitters, hey, your guys' turn tonight. You guys got to pick us up.
Burrell hits one deep to left. Ryan Braun with room, and he's got it for out number one here in the second inning, and already a couple of well-hit balls into left field that stay in the ballpark.
People talk a lot about that cutter or slider, John, and of course he throws very hard, but he's got an excellent changeup too.
And everywhere you go in baseball, you ask about CC Sabathia, those that have played with him. Talk to a guy like Charlie Manuel, who managed CC Sabathia, talking about what a great teammate he is. Not just his terrific stuff and what he brings to the mound between the lines, but also in the days between starts. He's a guy who likes to wear his spikes. He likes to be involved in the game. He always feels like he can pinch hit and help a manager. Doesn't get that opportunity very often, but he feels like he can.
I can see why. First two games with Milwaukee, and he hit two monstrous home runs.
And one out facing Jason Worth. Here's the other part of that lineup change today for Charlie Manuel. Victorino and Worth switching spots in the order. Victorino delivered with a double. And we'll see if Worth feels less pressure hitting down in the order. And he drives that one into the gap. That is down. Cameron over to cut it off. Worth has good speed, and he's on his way to second. He's in there with a double. So Charlie Manuel rolling out a couple of nice cards for the Phillies. The lineup change has provided the only 2 hits for Philadelphia so far. A 2-strike double for Jason Worth. Both of the hits tonight off Sabathia have come with 2 strikes. And the Phillies instantly with a man in scoring position. Jason Kendall will go through the signs with Sabathia with a runner at second base.
Phillies did not face Sabathia during the regular season. He is lifetime 1-1 against Philadelphia with an ERA just under 5.
Pedro Feliz with 1 gone and a runner at second. And a breaking ball down. The Brewers have lost 5 straight games here at Citizens Bank Park. Phillies swept the Brewers in a 4-game series just 3 weeks ago. That was really the turning point for both clubs. Feliz breaks his bat, finds the line, a fair ball. Worth around third. He'll score easily. Feliz into second base, and he's safe with a double. All tied at 1 as Feliz drives in Worth. So Pedro Feliz drives in his first run, and now Carlos Ruiz at the plate. Back-to-back doubles by the Phillies. And they square it up. Yesterday it was Ruiz single that started the 3-run third inning for Philadelphia. He was 1 for 3 yesterday. For the season this year, hit .219 with 4 home runs and 31 runs batted in. Known for his defense more than his offense, but it was his bat that got things started yesterday.
A couple of big breaking balls to start into because he is a fastball hitter. Loves the number 1. And he's never faced Sabathia before. Everybody else in the lineup tonight had faced him at least a couple of times, but not Ruiz.
No balls, 2 strikes. And Ruiz slices one over to Fielder. And the second out of the inning. Prince hangs with a spinning baseball. The runner advances Phillies. 2 gone in the inning, and the pitcher Brett Myers coming to bat. An .069 batting average, but one of his hits produced his only RBI, and that was against the Brewers in his start against Milwaukee on the 14th of September. That was against Jeff Suppan, part of that 4-game sweep by the Phillies.
Those swings always look good, but as a pitcher, you're trying to ambush. You're trying to get up there and see if you can just get lucky against the first pitch, because primarily it's going to be a fastball.
You had to like seeing the pitcher come up there, though, with a guy at third base and 2 out, didn't you?
There's no doubt. You feel a little bit more comfortable. You can't fall asleep against the pitcher, especially Brett Myers. He only has 4 hits, but the first pitch was the one he was going to get to hit, and he came out of his shoes trying to hit it.
Shown a couple of breaking balls. You were talking about the different grips, John, and I think you're right as far as his velocity on him too. He throws that hard cutter and then kind of a slurvy type pitch for the other part of the slider.
Well, Myers makes contact and gets a nice hand from the crowd here at Citizens Bank Park.
I would think he's going to throw a heater right here and see if Brett can, that's my guess, catch up to it.
1 ball, 2 strikes. Runner at third for the Phillies.
Nope, they went back to the slider.
Myers didn't chase. So if nothing else, Brett Myers gets Sabathia a little extra work here in this second inning.
And he's up to 36 pitches.
Brewers with a run in the first on a bases loaded walk to Hardy. Phillies tied up here in the second. And Myers breaks his bat, fouls it away.
Fans are into this.
Yeah.
Fought off a 96-mile-an-hour fastball, and they're so proud of him.
Maybe never in the history of the game has a broken bat foul ball garnered a standing ovation. But the rally towels are out. He's a pitcher, but he's got a bat in his hand, and this is the 7th pitch of the at-bat. Full count to Myers.
These Phillies fans can be tough, but never let it be said that they don't appreciate hard work.
No matter what, he's going to get an ovation. He's in a win-win spot. The 3-2. Fouls another one off.
He was in ambush mode the first swing. He's in severe defense mode right now.
Well, he's getting pumped up the more he fights off these pitches.
If he does throw him a breaking ball here, I don't know if Brett will be able to check his swing in time.
Walked him. How about that at-bat from Brett Myers? He walked only 4 times all year.
Credit to Brett. He laid off of some pitches and fouled off a couple and took him to 9 pitches in that at-bat.
And now Rollins at the plate. So Sabathia struggling with his command suddenly here in the second inning. Again, it needs to be mentioned that Sabathia, for the 4th consecutive start, pitching on 3 days rest. He didn't show any wear and tear his last time out in a complete game against the Cubs. That was the clincher for the Brewers.
He kind of froze after that delivery, John. He thought he had a strike and didn't get the call from Mark Wegner.
Yeah, it was a good pitch.
2 balls, no strikes. Runners at the corners for the Phillies. And Rollins takes ball 3. And here comes the veteran Ray Durham to get Sabathia a little breather. 43 pitches already for CC Sabathia. 9 of those against the pitcher at the plate, Brett Myers. Ball 4. Wow. Bases loaded.
That looked like a pretty good pitch, too.
Well, whether the Phillies score or not in the second inning, they have dealt a severe blow to Sabathia and his pitch count. Bases full for Victorino, who doubled off Sabathia last time up. And that one is outside.
You know, with the pitcher on second, CC could go back to the windup and maybe regain a little bit of his control going back out of the windup. I don't know if he'll switch or not. More likely to stay out of the stretch, but sometimes this is the luxury you have with a slower runner at second base.
Phillies over at third. Myers at second, the pitcher, and the speedy Jimmy Rollins at first. Bases loaded for Victorino with 2 outs. And after 6 consecutive balls, Sabathia finally finds the strike zone.
Good spot, though, for Victorino in that Sabathia not working to corners and missing, having walked a couple of guys, may give Victorino a pretty good pitch to hit. It catches more of the plate.
Sabathia known for pounding the zone, getting ahead early as Seth McClung gets loose for the Brewers, already up in the second inning. But Sabathia tonight, first 11 hitters he's faced, he's only been ahead of 4 of them with a first pitch strike. Ball and 2 strikes. And a drive into left field. That is well hit. Ryan Braun looks up. Grand slam home run for Victorino. Shane Victorino with a grand slam home run with 2 strikes. And the Phillies lead it 5-1. An incredible second inning for the Philadelphia Phillies.
Big high breaking ball, and again he just lost some of his command when he started walking those guys. He wasn't as sharp, wasn't hitting corners, and made another mistake up.
Chase Utley, after all of that, and this crowd still roaring here at Citizens Bank Park.
And lest we forget, this was all set up by a walk, hard earned by Brett Myers. But this inning should have been over a long time ago.
Shane Victorino's first career grand slam comes against CC Sabathia in Game 2 of the postseason. Sabathia strikes out Chase Utley. The Phillies do big damage in the second. Phillies tied it. Victorino with a grand slam to make it 5-1 Philadelphia.